Top of the morning to you all. My name's Tim Williams. We're here to break down today's 10-game MLB slate over on DraftKings. We got an early one. It is Sunday fun day. We got our coffee here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What we do here is we just break down individual games on main slates here over on DraftKings. We're going to talk pitching matchups, hitting, we'll look at salaries, over, under, all that good stuff. So if you like that sounds good to you, you play DFS, make sure you hit that subscribe button right in the description here. Don't miss any future videos. First things first, we got the Red Sox taking on the Phillies. Phillies at home, 8 over under favorited. Rodriguez taking on Wheeler. Rodriguez 10.4K. Strikeout percentage is decent, 26% strikeout rate. He is limiting fly balls to about 34%. Phillies tend to struggle against lefties. And then on the Phillies side, we got Wheeler, 11.2K, highest priced pitcher on the slate, 28% strikeout rate, good ground ball rate, limits fly balls to 28%. He looks pretty good too. Tough matchup against the Red Sox. I'm going to kind of think about my strategy yesterday in which Walker Buehler was the highest priced pitcher. I ended up fading him because his strikeout rate was about 28%, and there was plenty of other guys, 3K cheaper, with similar strikeout rates, and that ended up paying off. So Wheeler, it might be a potential fade. I think he'll have a good game, but something to keep in mind when we're looking at salary. With that said, I'm not really interested in any of the bats in that one. Next, we have the Orioles Nationals, 9.5 over under. Nationals favorited at home. Harvey taking on Corbin. Harvey 6.1K. He's pretty much broken. He showed some good signs early on in the season, but the last two starts, he has really struggled. Really struggles against right-handed bats here. And then Corbin 7.6. Strikeout rate is way down, 15%. Walking guys 8% of the time. I just don't trust him. He's not very good against right-handed bats either. This game will probably have the highest ownership. I think a lot of ownership is going to really fall on the national side, but really like the Orioles here too. Galvis 3.3K, Mancini 5.4, love him. Santander's back, nice to see him. Severino, and then on the national side, pretty much everyone's in play here. Turner, Bell, Soto, Castro, Harrison, Gomes, what have you. It all depends on what the starting lineup is. It is Sunday. Some guys do sit. So I think if you're playing cash games, you're definitely going to want in on the Nationals. I could see why you could potentially fade them in GPP tournaments, but definitely interest there. Next, you have the White Sox, Yankees, 9 over under. Yankees favorited here. Dallas Keuchel taking on Taillon. Keuchel, 5.9K, just not a DFS pitcher anymore. He's getting tons of ground balls, which is great. 57.6% ground ball rate, really limiting fly balls. The strikeouts are not there. He still walks guys. I think he's been pretty good against his opponents. Therefore, I'm not really interested in any Yankees bats. And then on the other side, Jameson Taillon, 8.1K is fairly reasonable. I think he might pick up some ownership here because of the price. 28.7% strikeout rate. Like I said, you're getting that discount off of Zach Wheeler when you're looking at K percentage. He is limiting fly ball, or he's giving up a ton of fly balls, actually, 48% of the time. Has been somewhat bad against left-handed batters. Thankfully, the White Sox don't really have too many left-handed batters. The only true lefty they really have is, Adam Eaton, and then they have Grandal, who I don't know if he's going to start or sit as a switch hitter, and Moncada. So Moncada in play, 4.6K, I think is reasonable, but Taillon, just one of those coin flip salary savers, could get you 20, 25 points. You could blow up, so you just don't know, but he's definitely in play. Next, you have the Rays Blue Jays, 9 over under here. Looks like the Rays are going to have Fleming open and then Waka pitch out, or vice versa. Fleming 7.4K, Waka 6.6. Not interested in any, starting pitching timeshare. Fleming, interesting fact, 60.4% ground ball rate. Not sexy, but very effective against his opponents. And then on the other side, the Blue Jays have Ryu starting 9.7K. I do have interest there. 24.5% strikeout rate, pretty fair. He's getting tons of ground balls, almost 50%. Limiting fly balls here at 30%. Ryu, good matchup, tough ballpark, but the Rays first in strikeouts, they've been hot. I really do like Ryu in this matchup here. And then for the bats, not interested in anything on the Rays side. Blue Jays, it's the four: Bichette, Vlad, Hernandez, Semien. I think they're all in play. They're a little pricey, but I think they're going to fly under the radar as far as ownership goes, at least early on. So definitely interest there. The Blue Jays 5th in average, 9th in on-base percentage, 6th in home runs. They don't strike out a ton, so really like them here as a kind of underdog, underrated, ownership percentage standpoint. So next we have the Brewers Reds, 8 over under here. Peralta taking on Castillo. Peralta 10.5K. Price is really high on him with a tough matchup against the Reds. But look at Peralta, what he's done with his strikeouts, near 40% strikeout rate here. The one thing is his pitch count is always super high. He's never really going to go past 5 or 6 innings. He has a 52% fly ball rate, which is crazy in that tiny ballpark. It's going to be a tough matchup. I think Peralta is going to be a fade for me. And then on the red side, Castillo, 6.5K. He has been really bad. The strikeout rate is way down. He just looks broken out there. When I'm looking at his underlying metrics, though, for this season, 52.7% ground ball rate, which is extremely well. And then he's limiting fly balls to 28% of the time. So I don't know if he's just been really, really unlucky. He's definitely been bad. But I don't know, 6.5K for Castillo. I think I'm just going to wait until he kind of gets it together. Good matchup though for him. Brewers strike out 7th most in the league. Bats, we're going to talk. Yelich rested yesterday. 4.7K. I think that's a really, really good price on him in a definitely good matchup. Narvaez, Vogelbach, a nice salary saver at 2.7K. And then on the red side, really love Jesse Winker here, 5.6K. He has been on fire, mashing the baseball. I think he has 4 home runs the last 2 games. Castellanos, Naquin, if he gets the start, definitely in play. It's just risky, right? Because Peralta can strike you out a ton of the time. So it's just one of those, if you think the narrative is going to go one way, just go with your gut. Next, you have the Mets Marlins. It looks like it's 11 over under here. Yamamoto, I guess, is going to start this game. He was supposed to start yesterday. So who knows, really, right? It looks like it could be a bullpen game for the Mets. And then on the Marlins side, Poteet is starting, 5.1K. Not really interested in either pitcher for sure. Mets lineup is looking kind of like a AAA team, with all those injuries they have. I'm not interested in any of the bats there. Marlins, I do have some interest in. Jazz, 4.4K. Aguilar, he's been really, really slumping, 4.7K. Duvall is pretty cheap. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if that point over under is somewhat accurate. We might have to look at that one again, but I just don't see a ton coming out of this game. So next, you have the Twins, Indians, 9 over under here. Indians favored it at home. Happ taking on Plesac. Happ has been bad. No interest there. Plesac, 10.1K. Way too expensive. Strikeout rate is way down, 17%. He's getting a ton of ground balls. I think he's a really good pitcher. And then let's talk about bats. Kepler, Donaldson, Kirilloff, Larnach, Arez. I love lefties here with the addition of Donaldson at 4.5K. He's just grossly underpriced here. The Twins have been hitting pretty well, and I think they're going to go lower owned here as well. And then on the Indian side, Hernandez in play. Ramirez 5.6K, he has tons of upside, but it's just really hard to get to Indians bats. Even though the matchup's really good, they just really struggle. 28th in average, 29th in on-base percentage. You're just really hoping for the home run ball. They don't strike out, so they're very confusing. They are winning games, so I just think they're maybe a good team, but just not a good DFS team. Next, we have the Pirates. Braves, 8 over under here. Braves favored it at home. You have Brubaker taking on Fried. Brubaker, 8.4K. Little too pricey for me. 23% strikeout rate, which is really good. The numbers look great for him. 52% ground ball, really limits fly balls. Struggled the last time out. He's in a really tough matchup here against the Braves, who have been red hot. And then Fried, 8.6K. He was kind of listed as day-to-day. I think he left his last start. He was pitching very well. He actually looks pretty good. So we'll see what the pitch count is, or if they're going to limit him in any way. Strikeout rate is fine, near 25%, really limiting fly balls. He's not getting as many ground balls as he normally does, but, he's still just kind of getting his legs going under him. So no interest in Pirates bats here. I do have interest in Fried as a pitcher. And then the Braves, it's the usual suspects in play. It's going to be really hard to pay up for the Braves today. with pitching being so high, you're really going to have to find some sort of pitching gem here, but definitely the Braves in play. But this might be just a fade game for me, with the exception of maybe Fried or maybe Brubaker if I'm really wanting to get different in a GPP. So next we have the Royals Tigers, 9 over under here. Royals favorited. Bubik taking on Mize. I have a little bit of interest here in Bubik, 5K, really cheap. Strikeout rate is not great, just under 20%. Walk rate's a little high, 13%. He does limit fly balls. He gets a ton of ground balls, 58%. It just depends how long he's going to go. The matchup's certainly great for him. Tigers 3rd overall in strikeouts. And then on the other side, Mize 7K, he just hasn't been very good. This is a Royals team that just doesn't strike out very much. With that being said, on the Royals side for the bats, really love the lefties here. Santana's a switch hitter, 4.3K. Benintendi had a massive game yesterday. Really cheap price point there. I think it's going to be tough to kind of get to a full stack. We definitely can do it. And then Tigers side, Grossman has just been on fire, 4.4K. Miggy, Candelario, I don't mind a mini 3-man stack here. And then last game here, 10 games. Astros versus Rangers, 9.5 over under. Astros favorited. You have Javier taking on Fulton Newitz. Javier, 9.2K, a little too pricey for me. The only thing he can really do is get strikeouts, and he's got a great matchup for that. Rangers 4th overall in strikeouts. Javier is throwing, he's getting near 31% strikeout rate here. He gives up a ton of fly balls. So this to me is, baseball variance at its best. You have a pitcher who has a ton of strikeout upside, who also can give up a ton of fly balls, taking on a team who can hit a ton of fly balls, hit a ton of home runs, but also can strike out a lot. So it's one or the other. It's kind of juicy for today's 10-game slate. And then on the Rangers side, Fulton Newitz, did not interested there. Almost 50% ground balls. He really struggles, or fly ball rate, really struggles against left-handed batters. Astros 1st in average, 3rd in on-base percentage. Brantley, Alvarez, Tucker, I love those 3 lefties. And then Bregman, Altuve definitely in play. They're just really expensive. Similar to what I said about the Braves, it's going to be really hard to pay up for teams, I think, today, if you're really trying to get some decent pitching upside. And then on the Rangers side, I do like them here a lot. This is like I said, this is variance at its best. So Calhoun, Lowe, Gallo, Garcia, massive few games the last couple of days. I think these guys are definitely in play. The salary savings is there. I don't think they're going to get a ton of ownership. So, that can give you some leverage if people are rostering Javier. It could go either way. Rangers could strike out, give Javier 10 Ks, or they can really light it up. So I'm not really sure, but that is it. I hope this video helped you in kind of deciding which way you want to go. I have an idea of where I want to go today. So best of luck. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like this video, comment below. I'm curious what your thoughts are on today's slate. Best of luck unless you are in my contest. Peace.